this is a flexible solar panel.
Dr. Sungming Dang is president of the Sunlight Corporation.
You can carry this and charge your various electrical appliances.
Sunlight is one of a half-dozen startup companies manufacturing solar panels in Toledo, Ohio. Toledo is in the midst of a renewable energy renaissance, and solar panel production is a big part of it.
We actually find that Toledo, Ohio is a good place to grow a solar company because we got a lot of skilled people that they obtain the skills by building equipment for auto and the glass industry. Right now, they are just building equipment for solar industry.
In the early part of the 19th century, Toledo was known as the glass-making capital of the U.S. It was here that high-volume, low-cost glass production was born. Later in the century, the auto industry had a large presence here. But as the fortunes of both industries declined, so did Toledo. Today, the smokestacks of many of those factories stand lifeless along the city skyline. The unemployment rate is 12%, well above the national average.
The first coater puts on a thin layer of cadmium sulfide.
But if entrepreneurs like Norman Johnston have anything to do with it, glass will once again be a big part of Toledo's future.
You then build up a few layers of cadmium telluride.
He wants to transform Toledo from a fading industrial town to the renewable energy hub of the U.S. His company Solar Fields and other companies in Toledo have been working to develop thin film solar technology.
Pull it in and coat it.
A process in which glass panels are coated with chemicals that produce an electric current when exposed to sunlight.
It was a few years ago, thin film had 2% of the market. Now it has over 10% of the market. And it's because it is the least costly, or if you will, the cheapest way to make solar panels.
That increase in market share has translated into an estimated 6,000 new jobs in the area. Norm says that number is expected to grow exponentially over the next 5 years. Steve Weathers, president of the Regional Growth Partnership, says the development of solar technology in Toledo has been a community-wide effort.
So what you really find is the parties that come together here are the private sector, the public sector, and the academic sector, and even the community, all participate in the growth of this industry here and recognize the value that it brings, because the one thing it will do for everybody here across the board is create jobs and create economic prosperity.
Both Sunlight and Solar Fields started on the campus of the University of Toledo, which has developed one of the most respected solar technology programs in the country. Norm Johnston says Solar Fields' relationship with the university has been critical to its success.
If you needed to talk to somebody who was an electrical engineer or had a lot of photovoltaic experience, you could get a meeting with 4 full professors in a day that were glad to help you out. So it's an extremely good relationship.
And to make that lightweight and flexible.
Dr. Sungming Dang is a professor at the University of Toledo. Like his predecessors in the glass industry of the last century, he says the growth of solar depends on low-cost mechanization.
We believe that the eventual success of solar become a mainstream energy generation it relies on how low of a cost we can drive. So therefore, it is very important that we develop a low-cost manufacturing process.
Both Sunlight and Solar Fields are still in the startup phase. Solar Fields has partnered with a German company that is also building a plant in the former East Germany. Both companies want to ramp up production within the next year, bringing solar technology and Toledo into a brighter future. Jeff Swicord, VOA News, Toledo, Ohio.